So, the Tampa Bay Lightning haven't been very good this season, and they've been very inconsistent. So, I'm going to talk about today in this video why they've been bad, why they've been bad, and what's gone on with all the players. And to start off, their defense has not been good, and it's not been good enough at all. And honestly, ever since the start of the season, Kucherov hasn't been the same, and honestly, I don't think anybody's been the same because ever since they choked to Columbus, they have definitely been not the Tampa, like I haven't seen the Tampa Bay Lightning, the true Lightning. Like I didn't expect a 62-win season again, but maybe a 50-win season and a 100-point season because this team is too good offensively, and their defense is way better than it's been. Their defense is way better than it's been because it's been abysmal to start the season. And I mean, Hedman's been pretty good, and Shattenkirk's been a surprise for many people. And I mean, Vasilevsky's been way too inconsistent. Some nights he's great, some nights he's just not good. And this is a goalie that, I mean, I know a lot of people are saying, you see, this goalie's not that good. It's just a fluke. But this goalie's been good for a few years. It wasn't just last season that he was really good. He's been a good goalie for a couple years now, and it's just weird that they're all struggling right now. Stamkos again, he hasn't been bad. I mean, he has a reputation of being that choker player, but he's the one. Like I would say maybe the first few weeks of the season. He said, "We're doing the same old stuff we do. We think you rely on talent," and honestly, he's 100% right because a lot of times they're just relying on their talent and they're not working hard enough. And in the end, you have to work harder to win games than just rely on a talent because their defense isn't good enough this season. They haven't worked hard enough. There's not enough guys supporting each other. And again, I think the Stars, they haven't been bad, but they could be definitely better. They have to improve. The Tampa Bay Lightning haven't been good enough. It's been unacceptable. So, I still don't understand. Like, I really don't understand it right now. They won against Florida the other night, but they barely won. And again, they dominated that game. And they barely won the game, but they did dominate that game. And, again, every time they win a game, I'm like, okay, here is where it starts. And then they keep, you know, laying eggs. Like they laid egg against Minnesota. I'm like, they scored 4 goals, but they let in 5. I mean, it just how does that happen? I mean, then they blow out the Sharks, and then they get dominated by the Islanders, and then they beat Florida. So it's they beat Florida. So it's very inconsistent for the Tampa Bay Lightning, and I don't know why, man. Like again, I think Cooper might have to go because if this keeps continuing, I mean, it's it's getting later into the season. I mean, it really is. It's getting later into the season. I mean, I think another bad game. I think another bad performance by the Lightning. I don't know how Cooper still has it. Like they can't keep him. In my opinion, if they have another bad game, I don't know how Cooper has a job because they have to find they have to improve. Because they have to improve something or whatever, because and again, if they wound up missing and the Atlantic, thankfully for the teams other than Detroit because they're not going anywhere, but for all the teams in the Atlantic, the division is not strong, which is the good part. It's a good thing for all the teams is the Atlantic isn't good. So for all the teams struggling, The Atlantic isn't good. So again, the Lightning are not that far out of the playoffs. But I mean, if they missed, I don't. I mean, there would be changes, but again, I don't know, like what changes. Like, there's too many. Like, there's so many stars. Like, there's so much talent on the Tampa Bay Lightning. And again, you could trade a star for a star. Maybe that would help. Maybe that wouldn't. You can trade for other defense. You can trade. Yeah, you can. You can upgrade defense. You can do all these things. But I don't know things. But I don't know. I don't know like how much upgrades you could make on this team. And again, there's just so much talent. Like, you would think a team with this much and they have they've built around this talent. This is one of the reasons why they're a favorite every year, because they've built around all this talent of Kucherov, Braden Point, Steven Stamkos, you know, even young guys like Sorelli, you get Joseph, you got Yanni Gord, all these guys that are very good hockey players, you know, Tyler Johnson and Palat. Palat still, he's actually having a very good season for the Tampa Bay Lightning. I mean, there's so many guys that have talent on his team, and they're struggling like this, and it's like, I don't know. I don't know what to say though when struggling like this. They have Hedman, they have had last year McDonough was in the Norris conversation. He was that good, like at both ends of the ice. He was arguably just as good as Hedman last year, and he had a ridiculous plus minus. And McDonough, everybody, they have Sergachev, and against Shattenkirk is having a way better season than he did in New York. He's actually scoring some points. He's been pretty good. They're they have had they have so much players on this team that are good, and they've struggled this badly. So again, I don't know. I don't know, because they struggle this badly, and they have a pretty good team in Tampa on paper. It just hasn't worked out, and I don't know what to say, but this team needs to find a way to improve soon, because time is running out. But the Atlantic is weak, so again, they can make it, but I don't know. I don't know what to say, but Tampa Bay hasn't been good enough, and so leave a comment down below if what do you think is wrong with Tampa Bay Lightning. And if you like this video, please subscribe, because I have daily content and I like talking hockey. So please subscribe if you love hockey, and I'll talk to you later in the next video.